When we went out there the first time, there were huge water tanks, big round water tanks, empty. And when they started filling them, horses just came running out of the pastures to get water because it was August. They had no water. There was hay on the premises, but there was no hay out for the horses, and the pastures were overgrazed. Some of the horses were locked in stalls. The automatic waterers were broken, so there was no water. It was just oozing out of the ground into the mud, and there was mud in the little runouts that they went into. The second time when we went back, we took 7 more. And there was one of the foals got out and got into one of these mud areas and was stuck in the mud up to its shoulders and had to be pulled out with a tractor. That was a disastrous situation. It went to a vet's house. I believe it went to Dr. Drake, and it got pneumonia, but it did come out of it. We had horses that, it seemed that a lot of the people that were taking the foster horses wanted horses that they could handle easily because they thought, well, they might end up with them forever, and they wanted horses they could handle easily in between. So we got the ones that were left. One horse, the second time that we went out, was left out in a pasture. No one wanted to take it because it was lame. They didn't want a lame horse. So I asked about it, and they said nobody would take it. So I went out and got that one. Her name is Copper now.
You gonna stand there? You be alright? Girl, Papa. Yeah, so she's just one of those horses that's just going to be pasture pet. Can't really do much with her. But she's a sweetheart. Aw, Copper. She loves the attention. So I did a lot of conditioning, touching up, doing basic work, under saddle. And some of the horses, just starting them under saddle, teaching them how to be ridden, just so that people would be more interested in them. Because again, having just a horse, people don't want to have a horse just to have a horse because they're very expensive. So everybody wants something that they can ride. So my main thing is just teaching the horses that are to the point where I can get them to be rideable, teaching them how to be ridden. So, right, Copper? Yeah. So I've done a lot of that kind of work. We've got other volunteers that have come and done a lot of the groundwork on these guys to get them socialized and handleable. So.
Well, she came in pregnant and with another horse, and she was very, very wild. But she was even wilder than she is now. If I got in here with her, she'd climb the walls. She'd be rearing and just climbing the walls to get away from me. And when she was pregnant, we were trying to not do very much to upset her, and she still lost the baby. Sonny? Sonny? Oh, maybe I've got something to eat. What do you know? If I got something to eat? Come on, Sonny. Come on, take it from me. See, she hasn't learned to move her butt away from me, and that worries me a little bit. we try to get him to learn to move the rear end away from us, so we know we're not going to get kicked. Come on. Can you see how jumpy she is? Of course, he doesn't make it any better. Come on, come on.
Easy.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
my baby. My baby.
Girl. One more. Girl.
We're proud of you. Yeah, we're proud of you. We needed to do her feet because she's clubfoot in the front. Well, we need to do her feet anyway, but this particular horse is clubfoot, and we needed it straightened out by a farrier while she was very young. She'll probably still always have to be trimmed like a clubfoot horse, but she'll be able to be ridden. She can run. So she was a major project because of those feet. But she did. She reared straight up in the air and came at you with her front feet, and she would turn and she would kick you.
Couldn't put a halter on her.
Couldn't put a halter on her, couldn't even get near her with a halter or a rope.